Hello，大家好，我是 Alan. Hey guys, this is Alan. So there will be a Chinese introduction because this video is mostly for the Chinese audience, but we'll have two players from Leviathan with me today to have this interview. So please introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay, so I'm King. I'm the IGL of Leviathan and also the smoker. So nice to meet you, everyone.
I'm Sato and I'm the duelist for Leviathan.
Okay, we'll have. I think like I have two very different faces from Leviathan. One is extremely like you are the IG of this team and you are the eldest of this team right now. You have some people moving in and moving
Yeah.
out. Like King, you really like stayed long enough to see everything in this team, but. At another side, Sato is so young. When I saw his resume, it amazed me. Like really, how fast he grows up and how fast he's become a superstar, like jumping up from the tier 2. So yeah, I think I will have two very different places. But how about like starting from your trip back in China? Because I think it's been like a month. Like you have been traveling to China and now you are back into Brazil. Um, so what do you feel like? How do you feel about the trip in trip generally, like a month ago?
You want to start? You can start.
Yeah,
I'll
anyone,
start.
anyone.
I thought the trip was very fun. I think it was the first time we actually like the entire team got together,
Mm-hmm.
and then we started and we practiced a lot against Chinese teams and APAC teams.
Yeah.
And wow, they play very different from what we're used to. Like they're much more aggressive and I feel like you need to be on good shape, like you need to be on your good performance because they're really good mechanically. So they're gonna punch you in the face if you're not ready.
Okay. So what about you, King?
Mm. For me, also I think the same about like all the Chinese or APAC teams, but overall, I think we were in Shanghai and afterwards in Beijing, and honestly, it always amazed me like how beautiful the city is. Like both of them, we were kind of far of like the center of both cities, but at the same time, like it's like a different world for us, you know. So honestly, it's just like the space where we're playing there in Shanghai in the boot camp. It was incredible. We had a family mart on like on the first floor, so you could go from basically like the apartment to buy breakfast, and then you go to like the prac room, and it will be all like 1 minute away, just walking. You know, so honestly, overall, it's just very very fun.
Okay. I think we'll have more like opportunity to talking about like the screams that you are meeting with and your impression about Chinese team and maybe Pacific teams. So I think first thing first is after the tournament back in China, I think the last station is in Beijing, right? And after Beijing, you come back. So after that, like, what have you recently been bidding on? Like, are you screaming a lot, or because it is close to Christmas? Are you when you are back? Are you still screaming a lot, or you just like hopping into the vacation mode? Maybe Sato first, maybe.
Yeah. Um after leaving China, we came back, we took a little break. And then we started practicing again. We took like a week break, and then we started practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And last week we just ended scrims for until next year.
Oh,
And in my opinion, I feel like the practices in China were much more productive than what we had here. I feel like the play style there is also more fun to play against.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm
It's
sorry, my
okay.
dog is just like answering. Uh, he's gonna show on cam now. Come here.
Ooh, cutie.
So
Say hi.
basically, hello,
It's okay.
doggy.
It's okay.
So yeah, so yeah, we just came back,
Mm-hmm.
and also we had like a lot of trouble like with some players that had to travel a little bit, so they had to like improvise their setup. So it was kind of hard to have a productive day. So we were doing more reps more than anything. So after all the both Christmas and New Year's Eve, it will be like way better practice overall.
Okay, that's reasonable because it's a long vacation anyway. So,
Yeah.
so about your trip in China, let's taking back into that. You're talking about like your impressions about Chinese teams. That's what I heard from your like coaches, from your management. They're talking about how productive you are in China and how unpredictable that you are facing with. So what about Pacific teams? I think you guys must have been also practicing with some Pacific teams because in China it's very like common thing and it's very convenient. So do you do that, or do you have some different impression about this is the Chinese team style and this is the Pacific team style? Do you have this kind of impression?
Mm, in my opinion, they're very similar. I think
Mm-hmm.
both styles from Chinese teams and APAC teams are they tend to be like very aggressive, you know. So if you try to like play your game, they're gonna be all over your face, you know. Like they're just basically gonna be like pushing certain parts of the map. So against them, we practice a lot how to adapt and basically lose a step, you know. Like we're trying to implement our game, but we were getting kind of run over some screams. So we took a step back and we tried to punish them, and it helped us a lot because we now know how to like adapt very fast against those kind of teams. You know.
Yeah. So what about you, Sato? Do you feel that there's a difference, a big difference between Chinese team and Pacific teams?
I think they're I also think that they're similar in play style. I think it must be because like they practice with each other, so they tend to like learn a lot from each other. I did notice that some APAC teams were the complete opposite. Instead of being extra aggressive, they
Whoa.
were very slow. So
Mm.
I think DRX, for an example, was a team that it was kind of like a surprise for us
Uh huh.
because we were used to like we were playing and we were used to like playing against this uh heavy aggressive play style, and then once we went against DRX, they suddenly this sudden change of pace, I think it threw us off a bit, but then we were able to pick us up back together, and I think it was very good for the team overall for their growth because we learned how to we learned that we can manage ourselves against different styles.
Yeah, it looks very successful for your boot camp there. Okay, so I heard that King talking about the Family Mart. Are you a fan of Family Mart, Sato yourself?
Oh yeah, every
Every
day
day.
we went to
So,
the Family Mart.
what are
Every
your
Yeah.
day.
go to every day to Family Mart? What are the things that you have to
Oh,
every day get there
okay,
every day?
okay.
Food or something like that?
I was getting some snacks and some ice cream. Do you know the? I don't know what's the name
Uh huh.
because
Like
it was in
describe
Chinese
me.
and I don't know Chinese. It was like the cone in a cup,
Uh huh.
the ice
Yeah.
cream cone in a cup,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it had like it was vanilla and chocolate. I think it was Meiji.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's kind of a Japanese food, like Japanese style food, like that, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was
It is.
good.
It is.
Meiji
I'm pretty
food.
sure it is.
Yeah, okay. So it's partly chocolate or something like that that combined with the cone. Okay, your favorite
Yeah,
snacks.
we
What
always
about
had
King?
that.
Me personally, I was getting like the buns like they sell in like they're in front of like with the cashier, you know.
Yeah,
So I bought a beef buns
beef. Uh huh.
and I was getting a coffee with it. So that was like my breakfast. I was getting that almost every single day. I think like only one day I didn't get it. So I was just getting up, getting a bun with a coffee, and that was my go-to.
Okay. It seems that you really like it. Also, any like funny things you happen in China, like any like funny stories, maybe not about you, but other teammates or something like that. Do you have some like really interesting, like hopping into someone or something like that?
Hmm. I cannot recall right now.
Hmm.
Let me think about it. Do you have anything, Sata, that you can help me out
Oh,
with?
I just think it was very fun that uh the three new players from the team do not know how to use chopsticks.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah.
I think so it was very difficult. Did
Okay.
owner also know how to use chopsticks? I don't think he did.
He learned. He learned like through every meal.
So who
Yeah.
is the
So
So
who is the guy who know how to use chopsticks in this team?
it was me and
me
King.
and yeah, both of us.
Okay, that's very okay. That's very convenient. So you taught other people how to use chopsticks. How good
We
this
I
has been
I
going?
tried. We
we
tried.
tried.
Oh my
We
god.
tried.
What they start getting noodles,
Uh huh.
so they're like trying to grab the noodles,
Yeah, of
and
course.
whenever they get close to their mouth, every noodle will fall. So they're eating nothing. So they're like, so they cannot eat. It was very fun
Yeah, I
to
can have
watch.
that in my brain
Spike
now.
was the one struggling the most.
Okay. I believe that you guys should definitely go to China more often so you can learn, they can learn how to use chopsticks. Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
very good thing. I have a new idea. I have a really new idea. The next time you come to China, you can have I don't know a collaboration with the Chinese team about chopsticks and maybe Chinese food.
Yeah.
Okay, so about this team about Leviathan. So my thought is this is a relatively new Leviathan. It was like the newest iteration of this team, and so about you two guys, when you two guys meet each other first, I mean offline, not in in the real world. What is your first impression of each other? Like you guys, between you guys, just between you guys.
Just like
Just
me
like
and
me and
Sato,
King.
or
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I mean, do you meet each
uh
other before like you have to
yeah,
start?
way before. Yeah. So I had a very good first impression of Sato because I started talking with him like on Discord. Like I told him like, "Yo, join my team." Like I wanted Sato on my team, you know. So whenever we got to meet each other, he's like a very mature kid, you know. Like you wouldn't expect that from an 18-year-old that
Yeah.
just turned out like March, I think, February. I don't remember when you turn out 18.
February.
February. So I was expecting that I was gonna deal more like kind of with a kid, you know, but he's very mature for his age. So it was like kind of refreshing of having like it was like very easy to have one-on-one conversations with him, or like whatever he needed, it was like very easy to like interact with each other. So I always had like a very good impression of him.
So what about you, Sato?
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry over here. I always thought King was an insane IGL and player. We used to play together like a long time ago when he used to play on ranked on Brazil, and I always had a very good impression of him. In the beginning, when I was called to Leviathan, I thought he was gonna be scarier. I thought he was like because I never really talked to him. I thought he was gonna be like a very scary and serious person, but it was quite the opposite, and it pleased me a lot that he was very easy to talk to and a very open-minded IGL. So honestly, all this time has been great. I can ask for a better captain.
Okay. You two guys seems very like yeah, a good deal. A good deal. That is all I want to say. Okay, so you two guys know each other back then, even when this team is not really how it looks like now. But how about this off season? How this can you guys share me some like general process of how this off season, this iteration of Leviathan coming up together? Like you're talking about like King, you're talking about you want Sato in this team. What about other people? Like Neon, like other new guys, new faces. Is the same is the same thing happening here? Like you want every other pieces in here and you combine them together, or there is some other thing happening?
Honestly, it was more because we were like kind of struggling back then in the year, and getting Sato was like a very good like option for us as a team. So it was like way back. But now for this iteration of the team, it was more like the pieces like were already like put together. You know, like all three players kind of like Neon, Blows, and Spike were basically like just like pieces that fell into place, and like the team the was kind of like already made through like the off season. You know, there was not much of um how to say it, like we weren't looking really at options because the team kind of was ready. You know, so it was a little bit different, but overall I'm like very happy it was like this way. Like this team is insane, honestly.
So it sounds to me that everything is happening very naturally. That you find this guy fall
Mhm.
in place, this guy fall in
Yeah,
place, and it's all happen very naturally.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, and for Sato, it's I think it's very different view from yours view from your POV compared to King, because like King's POV is watching every piece fall in line, but you are the piece that fall in line. So from your point of view, how do you feel about this process? Do you feel like this process is happening very fast, or it's a really comparatively slow one? And when you meet other new guys, what do you feel?
It felt to me like when you're in school and then you end up getting put in a class with all your friends. That's how it
Yeah.
felt to me. It felt like, oh my god, they're all my age and they're all people that I've talked to before. They're all people that I like, and they're all my friends. So it's like, okay, it's just like a great present to me. It's like everyone is people that I know and people I'm comfortable with. So for me, it was just nice to see everything uh getting into place.
Okay, it feels like suddenly everyone here is just your friends. You are here. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm here too. That's that kind of feeling,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay, that is quite good feeling, I guess. So and after this team is everything is falling in place. You have a 6 months roster, and generally you have a very clear idea or vision about next year, about 2026. Uh, from you guys, what is the most important idea of this team, or maybe like simple truths about this team spirit, like how you want to approach things? What do you think? Can you try to? I think it's very difficult. You are trying to generalize it very in a very simple sentence, but if you want to describe it, what would you how would you describe like the most important and simple idea or truth about this Leviathan?
Mm, I would say we're a team that's like very eager to learn. I think everyone puts like all like their egos aside to like come into like one idea of how we want to do things. So we're a team that's like very try hard in that sense, and we all just want to be the best. And I think it's showing. Just like the we played just like the China Festival esports, and everyone was like giving their all for the team basically. So that's what I love of working basically also with rookies. Like they're all everyone wants to learn, everyone wants to like be the best version of themselves. So we're that kind of like iteration of a team that everyone is giving their all for everyone.
Yeah, very eager. So, Sato, what is your you know final conclusion of this iteration of Leviathan?
Yeah, I agree. It's like we are a blank page that we can go any direction that we want because we have so many uh young players and we have such good leadership. So I feel like it's a great combination, right? It's players with an experienced captain, experienced coaches, and we have a lot of firepower. So we have a good base to work with.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I would describe the team.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely a young team, right? Everyone saw this Leviathan as a very, vitalized team. And yeah, speaking of vitalize, vitality, actually, I want to say, there is one moment, like I think everyone is remembering about King. And I don't know, like King, you know what moment that I'm talking about when I'm talking about iconic King vitality.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about, right? So, but
yeah,
Sato,
I know, I
do
know.
you know the moment, Sato? This is a question for you. Do you know the moment? Like King's iconic moment, and I think that is a moment where everyone know like King is the fragging IGL. Like Sato, do you
Was
know?
it
This is a
the
question for
one
you.
on Haven?
Yeah, it's on Haven. You're right.
Okay.
You know that.
Okay. Then I know.
Yeah,
Then I know.
Young fans of old man, right? Okay, so it's
Of
back in
course.
2023, locking in Sao Paulo. I really think that is a moment. Okay, very good. You get it. Oh, okay. So talking about that moment, King, because I think it is a moment that everyone knows about you. Because before that, because 2023 is the inaugural year of the VCT's the whole thing, the circuit, and for Sao Paulo, it is everyone's hopping into that event. 32 teams. There is no larger tournament ever. So, but in that very crucial tournament and in a very crucial map, in an overtime, you got a very clutch 3K, I think, and it's a very beautiful one. You got a very iconic moment. So, do you still like remember how you feel that moment, and do you have any memories back then, and do you feel like it is you did a gesture just like Sato did, and do you think it's something like out of your nature or you want to do it, something like that?
no, I would say honestly, it's out of my nature. I think I'm more of a chill guy. I don't tend to stand up or like
Mm-hmm.
shout at the other team. But it was just like a heated up moment. Like we're like 15 or something. I don't remember the score,
Yeah,
but it was
overtime.
like overtime. So whenever it happened, I just felt like I won the game. Like after back to back overtime. So I just like naturally stood up and like, yo, like I'm here, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
him.
just remember, I just remember, yeah, basically, I just remember like standing up, and then all my teammates come and like hug me, and I'm like, damn, I just did that, you know. So it was like a very iconic moment. I just said,
Yeah, it's a very beautiful moment. Even for I think it for in the entire 2023, it's a very iconic moment. So,
yeah,
but like from 2023 to 2024, 2025, and we're going into the next year. So it's been a long road, King. So you have becoming the elder brother of this team, really elder brother of this team. So
the unk.
yeah, during this process, um, do you what is your like? I don't know. You have to learn a lot. I think you have to gather a lot of experience, emotions coming into you and it accumulated through all these years, seasons. So, how do you feel about being the elder brother, especially compared to maybe 2023 when everyone is basically at the same level?
Yeah, as you said, the difference is basically back then when I was younger, I was more inexperienced, and also I was more with people closer to my age, so it was like more of like friends, kind of like a relation. So
Yeah.
I struggle a lot on being like a captain. I've always said it whenever I call it 2023, and also like I could say at the beginning or like through 2024, I struggled to be like this kind of leader, captain. I was more of like kind of like the friend of the group, and like everyone could like rely on, you know. But now, after I learned a lot from those 2 years, not only I gained more experience on how to like lead a team, now I'm also with teammates that are way younger than me. So even if I wanted to, it's like very hard for me to like keep up with like they have a lot of energy, you know, and also they're like sometimes like, and it's normal because they're 18, like they're very childish, you know. So I like being challenged, but at some moment I'm like, okay, like this is too much for me, you know. So I tend to be more like I start getting serious, or like whenever something needs to stop, I'm able to like, yo, like this needs to stop. Or also at the same, I've always loved, as I said, to be the guy that everyone can rely on. I really like to tell them, to let them know that, you know. So whenever they need something, it can be in game, outside the game, like about like life, or like anything life related. I always say like, I'm here for you guys, you know. So that experience helped me a lot with that.
Yeah, I guess it's really like it's a really long path, and it's a path that every players have to go through. Like if you want to
Yeah.
be an experienced player, and you're talking about 2023, 2024, but for 2025, personally for me, because I watch a lot of your games and maybe like America's team, I think one moment is I feel extremely like how to say it's not puzzling, but I feel it's really difficult for you, like even for the team. That I think it is the moment. It is the moment that I saw you play with duelists, because it feels to me it is not
Mm.
an option that you really natural ways. It has to be an option that these teams need you to do, but it's not really an easy option for you to hopping into. So uh, do you feel like so it has to be a difficult one. It has to be a very tough one for you to do. It's a tall ask. So do you feel like this kind of 2025 changes, you switch to another role? Do you feel it's really difficult, or it's tough, or you think it's a challenge that you are welcome to, to come into?
Yeah, honestly, it was a challenge, a very big one. I think we were struggling a lot as a team. So I'm the guy that always, whenever the team needs something, I try to be like the first guy, like, yo, I can do that, you know? So whenever this duelist thing happened, honestly, I was like very uncomfortable. It was more like, okay, if the team might get better out of this, I can like put myself aside, so we can be better, you know. Overall, I struggle a lot, personally and as a player, and the team also was like still struggling, you know. So at some point, I just said, okay, guys, like we're struggling. I need like everyone to be like 200%, 300%. Basically, it was not happening. It was like physically impossible to just get to those levels. So at the end of kind of like the split, I said, I just want to go back to my role. I don't think it's gonna work either with me sacrificing, so I might as well just kind of keep struggling. But I want to be comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a challenge, and it's more of like my personality of trying to like solve things by just like by putting my chest to the bullets, you know.
Yeah, trying to solve this sinking shape, some kind of thing like that. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're talking about IGL, like so I want to step a little bit further into IGL, especially into the games itself. Um, do you think like being an IGL environment change, like really change a lot, throughout the years? Because I have talked to a lot of old IGLs like Poster, because they would say like, oh, everything has changed a lot. Like back in 2021, 2022, and now 2025, it's completely different. And especially, I want to touch one point with the patch change. So the recent patch change of 11.008, I think it's about the initiator change, right? I think yeah, the
Yeah.
right is showing an very obvious tendency to cut the overall utility and skills. So as an IGL, so what do you feel about that? It's kind of two questions. You can start with anywhere.
Yeah. Uh, overall, the game, yes, has evolved, has changed a lot. Like the way you need to approach a game with each patch, it just changes a lot. For example, I can just give the chamber meta.
Mm-hmm.
For example, that meta was basically finding and trying to kick like chamber. So like all your game plans were around like, okay, we need to kick this guy out of like any deep line he's gonna have. So you cannot just like play the game normally like any FPS or like how you play now, because it was just like a break, like a different moment of like how you approach a game. You know, same with Tejo. Like with Tejo, it got to a point of like it was just like brute force utility, just like stuns here, nukes here. You will go plan, and then you will just play post plan. So that was like the whole game plan of how you play that. So right now, I think the game is the most different it has ever been. N- I can confidently say that uh, every meta had like a similar thing, but now it's completely different. The fact that you don't have utility, it changes like the rule of Valorant, and it transforms more in like an FPS kind of like basics, you know. So if you had like a drone or like a dart that you could like spot anything, now you kind of need to like face check, you know, like the term used in League of Legends. So it's more like these double pushes you have like in CS, so you have to do it also in Val. So I will say it's very different. I really like this with this new meta. Also because, as Sato said, we have a lot of firepower. So it came great for me this meta because I have like four youngsters that are just insane. So whenever they have to get to a duel like 50-50, I'm like very confident in every single one of them. So it's a very slow paced game right now. It might be a little bit, just a little bit more boring, but overall, like as a whole, I think it's gonna be more entertaining. You know?
Yeah. So you're talking about like initially my next question is, do you feel like this meta makes your job easier or tougher? But from what I heard, you feel a lot of easier, but more because like you have young guns like Sato and Neon.
Yeah, definitely. Like they just like this is the first time in the team I feel like, because I have like also like a very big ego. Like in every team, I've always thought like I'm the best, you know. So this is the first time in the team. I'm like, damn, like these kids are just way too good. So I'm just like, I'm chilling. I'm like, you guys are like way better. Like you guys got this. I'm just gonna do my job, you know.
Oh yeah, okay. So Sato, your captain gives you a lot of credit. So being young blooded with this team, like real young. When I'm looking at your resume, it feels like it is so short. Like, you just grew to 18 like this year. Oh my god. So being a young blood in this team, and maybe there are even younger blood than you, like Neo. But how do you feel about being the younger one? Like, and there are people you can looking up to, and there is also people who is basically the same age with you. What is the general feeling about that? You talk about a little bit because you see it feels like a lot of friends in here. It's something like that. It's
Mhm.
uh how to family gathering or something like that. Yeah, but besides that, especially in game, being young in this team, how do you feel about that?
I feel like uh okay. So in this year, in the past iteration with Com, Okeanos, and Tex, I feel like being very young, it made me feel like I had something to prove to my older siblings per se. That's how I felt. I felt like I had to prove my worth to those people that I admire, right?
Yeah.
And now that I have three people that are younger than me, it feels like that just disappeared. We don't have anything to prove to ourselves, and we can freely play however we want because uh because it feels like it's a school class. That's how it feels to me. Like everyone's friends, and we're just coincidentally we're really good at what we do,
Mm.
and we're friends with each other, and we play together. That's how it feels to me. So I feel like there's little to no pressure uh, for me being this young because everyone else is young on the team.
Yeah. So will you worry about like uh player younger than you, like Neon? Do you have the same mindset? Oh, I have to prove myself to Sato, to King. Do you have this kind of worrying in your head? Like, oh, this young man, he will be eager to prove himself. And what do you tell what would you tell him if he has
Mm,
this kind of mindset?
I think honestly that we're on the same page. I
Oh,
think I think these young players, like, we had so much fun together. King says he's old and that he cannot keep up. That's just a lie. All the players in the team really love and admire him, and he does really feel like the older brother to us. Um, I feel like since everyone is kind of the same age and have the same thoughts, I don't think they're really worried about proving themselves. And even if they were, I don't really think that's a bad thing. You know, if they want to prove themselves, that just means that they're gonna work harder than everyone else to show what they have.
yeah. So yeah, I guess that's true. That when you have a elder brother there, but you have very you know your 3 or 4 people guys with basically the same age, great. Yeah. So, but I think you just switched to you just got promoted to tier 1 in a very short time. You started a career I think back in 2023, right, Sato? Is if I remember right, back in 2023, and in 2022 you are basically a streamer still back then. 2023 you started career in tier 2,
Yep.
and now you're in tier 1. And how do you feel? What is the difference as you feel between tier 2 and tier 1? Because at tier 2 you are also in a very, I would say, successful team. Like M80 is really successful team in any like people's eyes.
I think the biggest difference from tier two to tier one, I think, is the amount of commitment that people give to the game. I feel like in tier two, things are a little bit more difficult, as in people worry like, oh, if this doesn't work out, I might have to like seek a job and stuff like that. So I don't think they're able to fully 100% give their all. And because of that, there aren't as many protocols, and players are less team based and more individually based, is in like they're more focused on themselves because they want to go to tier one, so they need to show a pretty picture. And in tier one, it's something like, okay, I'm not gonna win this alone. It's impossible for me to win this alone. So I need to have good chemistry with my team. I need to be able to play around these guys, or else I'm not going forward and they're not going forward either. So I feel like tier two is heavily based on how well you can do by yourself and be around those other players. Obviously, that's not true for every single team. That's my opinion on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
And tier one is much more like, we need to play this together, otherwise we're gonna lose.
yeah. It's a very big difference. Like team play is more important here. So I think you are talking one point that is really catching my eyes, and it's really one thing that I'm interested in. It's a question for both, uh, because there are a lot of players that are talking about nepotism, like back in America, I think every region we're talking
Oh,
about, like even in China, we're talking about like nepotism, and like people are thinking some teams are just, especially in tier 1, like teams are made up just because you are friends with this one, you are friends with that people. But what is your opinion on that? Because it feels every time to me very contradictory. Because on the one hand, I do think that teams like just like you guys said, you have to be friends. You have to be on the same page and very good relationship with each other. But at the same time, do you feel like this could be a problem? What is your opinion?
Um, I will say like there has been some cases like I don't have an example in hand, and even if I had, I wouldn't like say it out
Yeah, yeah,
loud.
yeah,
Uh, I would say that there has been cases of like players like being picked up just for the fact of like they're friends with already someone in the team. I think it's a fact. I think it has happened, and I think like slowly it's like turning to be different. It's kind of ironic because we're almost like at the end of like franchise. Like I'm pretty sure like 2027 it might go to like a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
completely different way.
Mm-hmm.
But like for example in Americas, there was like a lot of like kind of like promotions from tier 2 or like even seeing like new faces. So I think like even us, like there's a lot of teams like taking that. I wouldn't say risk. I've always said like tier 2 and tier 1 are like very close, like mechanically, like individually. I would say they're the same. Honestly, it just changes like some things, but I think it's if you see like 2023 compared to like this 2026 season, like teams are like completely different. Like uh teams are like taking that they are understanding the same thing as what I'm saying right now.
Yeah. Sato, how do you feel? Because you're talking about like the current version of Leviathan, you're very satisfied because you're friendly with each other.
Mhm.
Each other. But do you feel like this could be a an obstacle for this team to go even like further? Like, what is your opinion?
Mhm. I think this type of occurrence where people bring their friends to their teams is gonna happen every single time because I think honestly, obviously you want to play with your friend. You want to play with the people you know
Yeah.
because what if the person you think is great, you end up getting them on your team and turns out that their personality doesn't match well with yours and then the team explodes, you know? And I think that's a really big problem, especially in franchising, because you're gonna have to deal with that person for a long time. You're gonna have to see that person
Yeah.
every single day. So if you don't like each other, that's gonna be an issue, even affecting your performance on in the game. So I think that's the main reason for why a lot of these teams end up with what other people might not think they like deserve that opportunity, but they still get picked up anyways because they're friends with each other. And I think that's fair, but I also think it should be like balanced in a way. I say that we're really happy with the pickups we had for Leviathan because I'm friends with everyone, but also we also picked them up because we knew that they were really good. So it's not something I think that we were able to balance things out, and I think like even though I like Neon Blows and Spike a lot as people, like as my friends, I really like them a lot. If they weren't as good as they are, I don't think I would have vouched for them. I don't think I would have pushed for them to get picked up. And I think that's how it should be. It's like you need to believe in the potential of that person and you need to like them, but but just liking them is not enough, right? They need to be on par with your expectations.
Yeah. Very
I
good.
agree.
Yeah, very good conclusion, I think. Okay, so that's a very good answer. I also have another question for you both because, like I said very early, it's a very very interesting pair, interview pair for me because one is really young, the other is a little bit elder in this thing. So
Just a little bit.
I have seen a lot of different players. Like last year's like Angel's retire is really kind of sentimental for me because I've been watching him back into 2020 and 2020. Now it's 2025, 2026. It's already been 5 years or 6 years. Um, I don't know. I don't know how it sounds in America's community or in other players' community, but for China, I think it feels like everyone's thinking or feeling like the length of Valve's pro career is relatively like short. Like we saw a lot of players just play 1 or 2 years and they say they are old enough. They don't want to compete or they can compete. So what is your thought about this? And do you think like what is your expectations about generally how long this should be?
Mm, I I think like Valorant pros careers It should be like relatively long. Like I think, I mean, no offense to anyone, Angel was already like kind of old whenever he started competing because he comes. I know Angel since he was playing in Hellraisers in CS. Like I watched him play whenever I was like 14, 15, and he was like already like a very known pro CS player, So I think it like it depends. I think it should be like a very like for anyone who's like very good at the game, it should be like at least like like 10 years, like very minimum. Like I expect to see Sato until like I retire. Maybe I even told him I might turn a coach whenever when you're gonna still be playing. Like because whenever he's gonna be like 28, I'm already gonna be like very old. I'm gonna be like 35. I don't know if I want to keep competing until 35. Maybe, who knows? But I think it just depends on like overall. A lot of like kids are like getting to like this tier one. Like there's a lot of prospects. I'm pretty sure like in every single team right now, even in Americas, you have like a 18 or like 19 player that just was just like a ranked team or like a tier two like insane player, and like team picked them, and they're for sure gonna like be playing for a long, long, long time.
Yeah. So
I
you think
think
it's more like depending on how when that this player stepping into this thing, right?
Yeah, completely. Same
Okay.
as like FNS, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
was also like kind of like a
Yeah.
little bit old.
Val should come out a little bit earlier, like 3 years earlier, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. For Sato, you are still young. It's your first year in franchising in Tier One, but what is your thought about this? Because I think especially for young players, I recently have a talk with Live. Do you know Live? Yeah, in FPX. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. He's a
yeah, he
player.
destroyed us in scrims.
I think he was born in 1998 or something like me. Yes, it's 2022, 2002. Yeah, because so basically he's 23 now, right now, but he has an age issue. Like he's worrying that he's too old. His mechanic will slowly like sleeping or something like that. So Sato, do you like how do you see that? Like, do you have this kind of I'm young right now, but what if I'm older? What if I'm like maybe 3 years older or 5 years older? My mechanics can he still keep it at this level? Do you have this kind of worry around you?
I think I agree with what King said. I think like people think that the career is short for Valorant players, but like most of these players have come from another games and have a long already esports career. And I also think it's more something of priorities in life rather than age. So for an example, uh I think players retire once they feel like they cannot give 100% to their career. So like for an example, some player married and wants to have kids. They cannot, give 100% to the game because they also have to take care of their family. So it comes to a point where you have to put it in a balance, and it's like I really want to play, but I also have to take care of my family. And sometimes, or most of the times, family weighs more than the game, and they decide to like, oh, maybe now it's the time to stop, or maybe now it's the time to become a coach because I don't have to like. Obviously, they have their responsibilities, but they don't have to like be on a top shape and having to perform every day because they're just gonna be reviewing tactics and they're not gonna be in the server like playing. And I think that's how I see it because we have old players like I'm gonna give the example of Faker and Fallen. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know how old Faker is. I know that Fallen is Fallen over 30 already. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
he is
Yeah.
definitely.
yes,
Let me see.
There are a lot of 30
because
age players in CS:GO, so it's really like
He's
natural.
34. 34.
yeah, that's old. That's old. I cannot
Yeah.
lie. For a player, I think that's old. And I think like mechanically speaking, I don't think you suffer a lot from age. I think it's more of the amount of time you can dedicate. I think Faker talked a lot about how he maintains like his health physically, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to keep on going for a long time. And he wants to keep playing for a long time, and he is still one of the best players uh in league. So I think it's more of how like you need to take care of yourself if you want to play for a long time, and you also need to have your priorities straight. Like I want to keep playing until I'm 40, until I cannot hold the mouse anymore. You know, I think you need to. I think you need to make that choice. And if you end up going like, oh, I'm 30, maybe my life has changed and I have something else that I think it's more worth my time than playing. And then I think that's the time where I'll probably retire. I want
Yeah.
to keep playing for a long time, but I don't know what Sato from, I don't know, 2035 will say.
Yes, nobody
I
knows.
agree.
Nobody knows. So, yeah, it's very interesting. It's really great, and it's just reminding me of another problem because it sounds to me that is Faker your favorite esports player ever, Sato? Or
I don't know
if
if it's
he,
my
yeah, if he's not, who is? Like, who is the esports player that you looking up into or thinking of ever?
I think I don't have a person that I really admire. I don't have like an idol. But
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you tell me like someone who is the peak, the
The
best
goat.
representative left, the GOAT, I think it's Faker. I think it's probably him.
Okay.
Like that guy has been around for a long time and he keeps on winning. There's something
I agree.
he does something. He is special. He does
Yeah.
something. He keeps winning.
Yeah,
So
Faker is really special, unique. So for King, are you on the same page with Sato also?
I think I completely agree and 100% with everything he said. I also don't have like a person I admire, but definitely Faker is like someone that whenever you think of him, it's like, how does he do it? You know?
Yeah, he did the impossible thing. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why everyone is calling him Undying King. So I think it's a great talk, and we are coming to the end. And in the end, I want something juicy. I like we speak at the very first. We're talking about some like play styles. You are talking about like Chinese team are really aggressive. It is predictable. Everyone is talking about Chinese team aggressive, and yes, there are some Pacific team and especially Korean teams. They are relatively slow, but for your scrims back in China, can you share us with some scrim bugs? Like, could you give us some very specific like team names like you really like, oh, they are catching your eyes, you think they can do some great things in 2026? Any special like teams that really catching your eyes or make you feel really uncomfortable during your screams?
I'll let Sato answer this one.
okay, let me think. Um,
Oh, I can give you a hint.
Oh, who?
Whenever we played a Haven, that we suffered a lot. Remember?
Who?
yeah, Zilai.
Yeah.
Zilai Gaming. Man, these guys don't stop. These guys are in your face. I think it was one of the streams where we got most frustrated because whatever we try to do, they would just like run over us. They would just run it down and just kill us on our base, and it was so frustrating. Uh, I, uh, in my opinion, I liked playing against the new team that won Ascension.
Oh yeah.
S was it?
What was her name? Seongnam, I think. SLT Seongnam. Now they're like under a new org. I don't. Let me double check.
Yeah, you're talking about the Pacific Ascension team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Think so.
Yeah, it's Starlight, and they are now under. Yeah, yeah. Why am I?
I don't remember the org they're right now.
Let me check.
Varel. They're called Varel.
Oh yeah, the Varel. Yeah, it's a Japanese org. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what is
Oh,
your
okay.
impression about them?
I think they were very different from every other team because
Ooh.
people like everyone changed how they play. Wait, I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this. It's
Ooh,
like scream leaking.
ooh.
So
What?
they were different from other teams.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Something I can add. And whenever I play them, I think I never played against such confident players. Like they were, it, they will swing things you will doubt, and they will like take the duel like very happy. Like they're mechanically that team is insane. Honestly.
Okay. So they are very different from other Korean teams. Just like you said, like maybe DRX will be very slow, but comparing to
Yeah,
them, like
yeah,
they are very different.
definitely. I will say yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's
uh,
that's very juicy. Anything to add,
Another
Sato?
team. I do. Life was saying that he was worried about him getting old and his mechanically aspect getting weaker. But that's funny because when we practiced against him, that guy pissed on me. That guy was destroying us. So that is funny. FPX was a very difficult team as well to play against.
Yeah,
they
they
were
were playing very
also
good.
they were also very aggressive. Uh there was one, okay, I think I can share this. There was one angle
Abyss
on Abyss. I think it was on B
top
side,
side B.
top side
Yeah,
on B side. I never seen someone punish me that hard when I was on top side. Like I never experienced that. Because normally you can, break the drone and stay a little bit and fight a little bit. I broke the drone. He instantly swings and he instantly kills me. I didn't even see his character. That was so fast. I didn't play topside uh for that stream like until the end of that stream.
We
So
are we are.
funny
You mean we are
funny of him
defending,
to say
right?
that he
You are
was weak.
standing on the box.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, like
okay.
on top.
Yeah.
Like
Uh.
on top of the side.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
standing there. I broke the drone and I was like, okay, I can try to go for a kill here or whatever. Nah. Instantly put down, instantly shut down.
Okay.
Funny of him to say that he's worried about getting older.
Yeah,
Funny.
I will let Left know that's your compliment. Yeah, but it's also very funny because they have a new coach. Legia is coming to
Mhm.
Yeah,
comes to their team, and he actually shares a lot about like Legia makes him feel really confident, more confident than ever. So maybe that's why that he swings more like confidently. Yeah, okay, that's very interesting. Thanks for the screen box. I really hope that your teams that you are naming ways could get a really good result because I don't know which Chinese team could result really good in the next year. So we're coming to Christmas and New Year. Any resolutions like you guys for 2026? Just New Year's resolution time.
yeah. I'm just like very happy with this team. As I said, I think everyone is very talented. They're just like on a different level, so I'm very confident and I'm very excited for the year to come and like to show everyone like basically what we're cooking.
Me too. I'm very confident on the team, and I wish that everyone rests well on this end of year, and then we can put everything on the line for the next year.
Yeah, 2026 is gonna be a huge one. I really hope it could be a good year for you guys and for your team. Okay, that will be all for this podcast or this interview. I'm really happy that you guys can join me here, but let's have one last task. I will try to, you know,
Hmm.
taught you some Chinese. Uh, Sato, can you speak Chinese? I don't know. Or King, can you speak Chinese?
Not a single
No,
bit.
zero. Okay,
Wait,
great.
I just remember a funny thing.
Okay.
I'll say like very quick. We got to the boot camp place. It
Hmm.
was like 6 a.m. Everyone was very tired of the flight. So we go down and the guard come to pick us up and he started like speaking Chinese. So we all say like no Chinese, like we don't understand
Yeah.
Chinese. And then like this guy points at Sato and like, huh, no Chinese, and we're all like, no, like he doesn't speak Chinese, bro. So it was like a funny interaction because Sato's like a half Asian from Brazil,
Yeah.
but he doesn't like speak any like Asian language. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
whenever we're in China, everyone like starts speaking Chinese to him, and it's like, no, like please stop.
Okay. So I mean I mean when Sato said he can speak Chinese, I think it will be fair for you guys to try to learn this Chinese. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Just three characters. It's a New Year's, gratitude or something like that because New Year coming. It's just Happy New Year in Chinese. So three characters. 新年 is New Year. 新 is new. Year is 年, so 新年 is New Year, and 好 is good. Sounds simple, right?
新年好.
Okay, great. So let's see that again, and that will be the end of this interview. So let's see the first time in English, right? Yeah. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year,
新年
sir.
好. Happy
Okay.
New Year.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, shit, my
新年
bad.
好.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. It's really good to have you guys here. It's really my honor to have you here. And I'm really hope that you guys, your team, can have a great kickoff in January and even the whole year. And I can't wait to see you in Shanghai next year. So that's all for the interview, for the podcast. And bye. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.